Making headlines this hour, President Dr. Muiz makes a plea to local councils against venturing into businesses and services the private sector can provide. President Dr. Muiz expresses concern over local councils not fully utilizing the amount allocated to the councils as block grants. And President Dr. Mohamed Muiz marks International Youth Day with a call for a comprehensive whole-of-society effort to empower young Maldivians. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Al-Sattar. Now the news in detail. President Dr. Muiz makes a plea to local councils against venturing into businesses and services the private sector can provide. Addressing residents of Kendo Bay Atoll after he was afforded a warm welcome upon arrival as part of his ongoing tour of the atoll, President Dr. Muiz reflected on the developmental needs of the island and the ongoing government-led efforts to address them. The President stressed that the contracts signed during the visit for the harbour, land reclamation and shore protection of Kendu are three projects that will be carried out simultaneously, expressing commitment to delivering positive results in the near future. He acknowledged his electoral pledge to develop the roads in the island, announcing that the project will be kick-started soon before addressing the housing shortage in the island after the land reclamation project is completed. In addition, the President pledged to give a special emphasis on the development of Kendu's sports and fitness infrastructure, revealing that all necessary arrangements have been made to hand over the development contract of a football stadium, fitness and recreation center and outdoor gym to a state-owned company. President Dr. Muiz, during his address, reiterated his administration's commitment to working closely with the people in implementing developmental projects to deliver public services that reflects the true essence of decentralization. He stressed that genuine progress requires the President, cabinet members and institutional leaders to engage directly with communities. He explained this is a practice that reflects his administration's guiding principle of delivering decentralized services. To coincide with the President's visit, the government signed the contract with the Maldives Transport and Contracting Company Limited to construct a brand new harbour and shore protection in Kendu. The Minister of Sports, Fitness and Recreation, Abdullah Rafiu, has assured the government will incorporate the ideas and needs of the people in implementing sports infrastructure development in the islands. Mr. Rafiu, who is a part of the delegation accompanying the President on his tour of Bay Atoll, spoke to PSM News on the sidelines of the visit to Kendu. President Dr. Muiz, during his visit, met with members of the Kendu Island Council, the Women's Development Committee and heads of local institutions to discuss the island's key development needs. During discussions, council members drew attention to the absence of a boatyard and a designated area for industrial activities. President Dr. Muiz began his 4-day tour on 11th August, where he will visit the 13 inhabited islands across Bay Atoll. He is accompanied by several ministers and senior government officials. President Dr. Muiz expresses concern over local councils not fully utilizing the amount allocated to the councils as block grants. The President makes the statement while meeting with the people of Edafushi Bay Atoll as part of his ongoing visit to the inhabited islands of the atoll. Last year, the government disbursed a total of $142.6 million in block grants to councils across the Maldives. According to the President, of this amount, $90.7 million remain unspent in council accounts. While the grants are intended to support municipal services and other projects benefiting local communities, the President reminded local councils of their mandate, stressing that their foremost duty is to implement implement government policies and serve the public. He urged that developmental priorities remain the main focus, setting aside political differences and personal preferences. In his speech, the president reiterated that the government faced economic challenges in the first year of a presidency and development projects could thus not be carried out at the desired pace. He stated, however, the economic recovery has now made progress and development projects will continue to accelerate in the future. In his speech, the president referred to his vision to transform the Maldives into a developed country by 2040 and described these development projects as serious long-term endeavors. While 7 urban centers are being developed across the Maldives, Edafushi is one of the islands that the president had earlier announced would be developed as an urban center. Noting that many pledges have been made for the development of Edafushi, the president said the most important priority is to provide adequate housing solutions. The government awarded the construction of 1,000 housing units in Edafushi to China's Sino Hydro Corporation Limited in November last year. Highlighting the project, the president said the practical implementation of the project will start this year. The president also assured that the work will be completed within the current term. During the visit, the expansion of Edafushi Hospital was officially handed over to the Road Development Corporation. Furthermore, President Dr. Muiz met with members of the Edafushi Island Council, the Women's Development Committee WDC, and heads of local institutions to discuss the island's key development priorities. As part of his visit to Edafushi, the president also officially launched the Raj Transport Link services in Baitol, as pledged while delivering this year's presidential address at the opening of the parliament. Also, an agreement was signed between MTCC and Maldives National University to establish an MNU campus in Edafushi. The agreement was signed on behalf of MTCC by CEO Saudi, while MNU was represented by its Vice Chancellor, Dr. Aishat Shehnaz Adam. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz marks International Youth Day with a call for a comprehensive whole-of-society effort to empower young Maldivians, urging national stakeholders to actively support youth participation in shaping the country's future. President Muiz, in a statement shared on social media, underscored the importance of a collective responsibility in fostering youth development. He stressed that young people must be given meaningful opportunities to participate in decision-making processes across all levels of society, from local communities and decentralized governance systems to global platforms in pursuit of the Sustainable Development Goals. Building on this appeal, President Muiz reaffirmed his administration's commitment to inclusive governance. He described youth as the vanguard of change and underscored the need to cultivate an environment in which their contributions are recognized and their potential fully realized. Coordinated development efforts, he noted, must be celebrated for their diversity, with benefits distributed equitably across society. The President's remarks also included a direct appeal to those in positions of responsibility, urging them to nurture the creative capacities of young people and ensure access to the resources necessary for them to shape their futures. His comments reflect a broader policy orientation that places youth engagement at the center of national progress. International Youth Day was first observed in 1998 following a global meeting of youth ministers who resolved to designate 12th August as an annual day of recognition for the contributions and potential of young people worldwide. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz attends the inauguration of a new police station in Tuladu, Baitol. The visit marks the 5th stop on his ongoing tour of the inhabited islands of the atoll. The project forms part of his administration's nationwide development agenda. President Moise attended the groundbreaking of a new police station in Tuladu. The project marks a key milestone in the government's commitment to expand law enforcement services to every inhabited island in the country. The facility, now under construction, is being developed by Fenaka Corporation. It will include a main station building, integrated jail cells, and a dedicated vehicle shed designed to provide comprehensive policing capabilities for the island. Senior officials attended the ceremony, including Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hassan, Commissioner of Police Ismail Naveen, Fenaka Managing Director Mohammad Najah, and Tuladu Council President Ibrahim Adil. The administration of President Moise has pledged to establish police stations on all inhabited islands within the next 2 years. Construction is already underway in several locations currently lacking a police presence. Government officials say the initiative is vital to building a more peaceful and a secure society. During the same visit, President Moise also attended the inauguration of the land reclamation works for the proposed Tuladu Airport. The airport project forms a part of the broader development plan aimed at improving connectivity and essential services on the island. Tuladu is the fifth island visited by the President during his ongoing tour of Baitol, which runs from the 11th to the 14th of August. The President's itinerary is designed to engage directly with residents, assess local conditions, and consult with island councils on development priorities. Upon arrival in Tuladu, President Moise was warmly welcomed by community leaders, institutional staff, and residents of all ages who gathered to greet him. These developments in Tuladu reflect the administration's broader push to strengthen infrastructure and public services across the Maldives. The Male Water and Sewerage Company commences the practical work of a building in Hulumale designed to produce 10,000 tons of water per day. The foundation concrete of the building was laid by 10 long-serving employees who served the company for over 29 years, alongside the company's managing director Abdul Mateen Muhammad, chairman Shamhuza Ahmed, and board members. MWSC said it aims to complete the construction of the building before the end of September. The company said once completed, 2 reverse osmosis plants, each capable of producing 5,000 tons of water per day, will be installed in the building. The MWSC emphasized that the RO facility is a significant step towards enhancing water service reliabilities in Male and Hulumale. The company said the objective is to provide uninterrupted, sustainable, and clean drinking water and save sewage services to all citizens. Established in 1995, the MWSC is the main government-owned company providing water and sewage services in the capital city. In addition to Male area, the company also provides water and sewage services to 3 islands and electricity to 1 island. The MWSC serves a population of approximately 200,000. The company was originally established as a utility company focused solely on water and sewage services. However, the company has expanded its expertise over the years to include engineering, trading, and manufacturing. Today, MWSC designs, installs, and operates water and sewage systems and fabricates its own water plants. The inauguration of the Police Cyber Security Operations Center in Male and the groundbreaking ceremony for the development of the Police Data Center in Hulumale were held on the 11th of August. 2 centers are being developed with the assistance of Cyber Security Council of the United Arab Emirates. The inauguration and groundbreaking ceremony for both buildings were held in conjunction with the official visit of the head of the UAE's Cyber Security Council, Dr. Muhammad Al-Kuwaiti, to the Maldives. The foundation stone of the Police Data Center was laid by Dr. Al-Kuwaiti, Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hassan, and the Commissioner of Police. The center will feature state-of-the-art facilities. Police said the new center will modernize the work of the police and strengthen crime prevention and law enforcement capabilities. Following the groundbreaking, the newly established Police Cyber Security Operations Center was inaugurated at the Shahid Hussein Adam building in Malé. The center was opened by Minister Ihsan, Dr. Al-Kuwaiti and Commissioner Naveen. The police said the CSOC is designed to act as the nation's shield and watchtower in cyberspace by monitoring, identifying, responding to threats as well as preventing and reducing digital space risk. Speaking at the ceremony, Commissioner Naveen said the center reflects the close relationship between Maldives and UAE. He noted that modern national security requires not only police work but also the ability to deal with invisible cyberspace threats. He also expressed gratitude to Minister Ihsan for the support and assistance provided by the ministry. Following the ceremonies, Al-Kuwaiti met with police officials to discuss strengthening a cybersecurity sector. His current trip follows a similar trip to the Maldives in August last year, during which both sides held discussions on strengthening relations between the two countries in the field of cybersecurity and facilitating further opportunities and training. The government has prioritized strengthening the Maldives cybersecurity. A separate agency titled the National Cyber Security Agency has been established as part of these efforts. Japan's Nikkei share average powers to an all-time high, swept up by sharp gains for tech stocks as it caught up with peaks scaled earlier this year by other major global stock markets. The Nikkei 225 rose as much as 2.5% to 42,867.69 in morning trade session, exceeding the previous high of 42,426.77 set on July 11, 2024. In a roller coaster ride in 2024, the Nikkei had exceeded a record that had stood since 1989 during Japan's bubble economy. Japan's broader topics top X course has been setting successive record highs since July 24 and also scored a new all-time high. Steep gains by tech giants helped the Nikkei finally get over the line. SoftBank Group soared 6.7% and semiconductor industry heavyweights Advantis and Lesser Tech jumped more than 5%. Global equities tumbled after U.S. President Donald Trump's July 2nd Liberation Day announcement of sweeping tariffs on imports from dozens of countries into the U.S. Shares have since more than recouped those losses as trade concerns abated and enthusiasm over artificial intelligence companies soared. Corruption trials against a former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and several of her family members begins at Dhaka's District and Sessions Judge Court.
On the opening day, the court heard witnesses in at least 3 cases involving the family which ruled Bangladesh for more than 15 years until last August, when a student-led uprising forced Hasina to resign and flee to neighboring India. The cases involved alleged irregularities in the allocation of government plots under the Purbachal New Town project. Many Bangladeshis are now eagerly awaiting what they see as overdue justice, even if Hasina and her family are tried in absentia. Nozia Hassin Rasha, a student union leader at Dhaka University, said that they want proper justice and they siphoned money to be returned to Bangladesh. University student Rahad Ahmed said Hasina left the country on her own will and does not seem to have any remorse. Therefore, he thinks it's fine to run the trial in her absence.
In sports, we have the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, says that Crystal Palace have lost their appeal against UEFA's decision to drop them from the Europa League to the third-tier Conference League in the multi-club ownership case.
UEFA demoted Palace last month while allowing Olympique Lyonnais to play in the Europa League as, at the time, the Eagle Football Group were majority owners of Lyon, while their chairman, John Textor, owned a controlling stake in Palace. Palace, who qualified for the Europa League as FA Cup winners, appealed against UEFA's decision last month. The appeal came days before New York Jets co-owner Robert Woody Johnson completed the purchase of Textor-founded Eagle Football Holdings stake in Palace. Textor has also resigned from Lyon's board of directors, with Michelle Kang appointed chairwoman and president. As both Lyon and Palace had qualified for the Europa League, the French club were allowed to keep their place as they had finished higher in their respective leagues. Lyon finished 6th in Ligue 1, while Palace were 12th in the Premier League. Palace, who won the Community Shield on Sunday, beating Liverpool in a penalty shootout, are set to play in the Conference League's qualifying playoff round later this month. Nottingham Forest will replace Palace in the Europa League, having finished 7th in the English top tier.
In the coastal city of Sousse, Tunisia, a medtech startup says it is transforming the future of prosthetics with AI-powered bionic limbs. Kio Bionics, founded in early 2020 by Mohamed Dawafi, creates lightweight muscle-controlled prosthetic using 3D printing and EMG signal sensors. These devices are designed to be non-invasive and accessible, especially for children aged 8 and older. Unlike traditional prosthetics, some of which can cost up to $50,000 and take months to produce, Kio Bionics arms are ready within a week for $8,000, according to Dawafi. Inside the Kio Bionics lab, engineers scanned the hand of Yasin Garza using MyoFinder, a device that reads real-time EMG signals. Garza trains with MyoLink, a mobile app that simulates prosthetic hand control in 3D. The startup's flagship prosthetic named Hannibal features a rotatable joint, adjustable socket, and magnetic charger, eliminating the need to remove batteries. It requires tactile feedback sensors that vibrate when pressed, partially restoring the sense of touch. Since its founding, Kio Bionics has invested around $300,000 into developing its technologies. So far, the startup has been funded through personal investments from Dawafi, reinvested revenue from product sales, and prize money from innovation competitions. Now, Kio Bionics is actively seeking investors to scale its impact and bring its smart prosthetics to more communities across Africa and beyond. And that's all we have for now. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant time ahead.